Good day, everyone. Today is the first time I have uploaded content since I've made the transition from Gran Turismo over to Iracing. And I posted a couple videos of me and my motion rig just doing solo laps, just without commentary. Today I'm gonna run, I'm making a video just to do a little commentary on the race I ran today at Spa. I'm Group 4 cars, and I'm basically trying to get my B license so I can run Group 3 races, and I'll explain why in a little bit, because right now I'm in Group 4 cars. I've already moved from rookie class up to C class since I joined in February, because I've been running clean races. I'm getting a lot of safety points to get access more to online events. But out here, there's situations where your safety rating, see right here, I just got tapped from the rear before the race even starts. And I got 4 incident points for that, because that's how they judge you out here. Your safety ratings based on incidents that you have, such as contact or leaving the course. You get incident points, and it affects your safety rating. So before the race even starts, I get rear-ended by somebody, and I get 4 incident points against me. How it's my fault, I don't know. I don't know why they do it that way, but that's the way they do it. I have some other content I've uploaded yet, but I made this video mainly to show what the worst case scenarios in iRacing is, because this is probably one of the worst races I've had in a while since I joined the platform back in February. I made it pretty good qualifying times, because I know this course from running Gran Turismo races, and I know all the break points. I know the visual reference points I need to make a good lap, but I'm still learning the mechanics of this race, of this platform, because it's different and it's more realistic, and I love it, but it's hard. It's very hard. It's much harder than Gran Turismo. It's just because I think it's because they license real cars, and every one of the tracks, they're real tracks where they go out. iRacing goes out to every track, and they scan every track down to every crack in the pavement, to every saw point, to every divot or imperfection in the course. It's there, and you can feel it here, and it's awesome, but it's hard. And the cars overall, they just feel more weighty. It's because in Gran Turismo, it's almost like you feel like you're driving on a cloud. Like everything's not, I'm not getting a lot of feedback, but here you feel everything. And especially with my motion rig that I have and my setup, with my haptic speakers and my motion rig, I feel everything. So I'm having a very good time out here. And so I can honestly say I'm addicted to iRacing now. But we're running in Group 4 cars today, and I'm using the McLaren. It's a mid-engine car, and I like it a lot. And because even on Gran Turismo, it seems like I seem to drive the mid-engine cars better than I do the front-engine cars. I don't know, because I have a tendency to spin out a lot occasionally in the cars like the Mercedes and the BMW and the Aston Martin, but it seems like the cars like the McLaren, the Porsche, and the Group 4, I seem to drive those a little bit better, because where the engine is located, and I just know I can set up turns better. I know how to do the slip angle and everything in those cars just perfect, and I just seem to do them better. But the only thing I don't like about Group 4 cars on this platform is the transmissions, the shifting is not as responsive sometimes, which means that with me, I typically, where everyone uses downshifting to assist, with the engine braking, along with braking to set yourself up for the turns. But in Group 4 cars, I've noticed that every one of the Group 4 cars that I have, including the Aston Martin, the Mercedes, the Porsche, and the McLaren, I don't have the BMW, I don't have that one yet, but they all seem to be to delay in downshifting. I think I saw and read it somewhere where that's a real thing and that's in real life. So maybe it is, but I don't really like it. So, and I'm going somewhere with this because this is causing me to make a lot of mistakes, because I guess this is where I'm still new to this platform and I haven't mastered the proper shifting for this car because I'm new. But it's just, I'm not really a fan of it. So typically what I do before going up on any turn, I'm downshifting really hard. So a lot of times I'm trying to get on third, second gear, and I blow my turn. So what I've been doing, I've been downshifting early, and that seems to be like a workaround. But there's been a few situations during this race where I actually lose time because I'm not getting a response from my shifter. I mean, I love this platform because I'm just looking at this replay, and I'm just looking at the lines I'm taking. I'm looking at the car getting unsettled in certain places. The realism is unbelievable. And I'm actually a subscriber to a few real-life racers, and they give good information about how to set your sim rig up to be just like their real car. And I saw there's a channel of someone that I follow, and he races a Mercedes. And he says that he ran his Mercedes at a course in an event, and he got on iRacing and ran his same car at the same track. And he said the realism was unbelievable. He said it feels exactly the same. So, I'm not complaining about still being a noob at this point, because I've only been just doing this for a short time. So I'm not, I still have a lot to learn, and I'm enjoying that journey. Seems like I'm watching this replay. It seems like there's somebody with a bad connection. They're ghosting in and out. That's a bad situation when you're behind somebody like that, because it can really be confusing. I don't know if that's a bug or whatnot. I don't know if they should disconnect them for that, because that would totally screw me up. So right here, the first turn after the lap is typically where I try to get down to second gear to trail brake to come out of that turn. But there's been situations where I can't get down to second gear in time, and it's throwing my timing off. And it seems like I get it good sometimes I don't, and the person behind me is catching up with me because of that. And I eventually end up losing my position because of the main thing. I can't get my downshifts down right. I'm pretty consistent when I race. And I may not be the fastest person on track, but I've looked at the results of a lot of races where I finished ahead of people that have faster average lap times than me, but they may have the fastest lap, but my average lap time is better because I'm consistent. So I typically don't make mistakes. This turn right here is one where I start from fourth gear and I shift down to second to get the maximum trail brake to second gear before coming out of the apex. This area out here is on the outside. I'm in fifth gear. I shift down to fourth, and I'm compressing the engine to make this long sweeping turn right here. Like a lot of people go wide here, but I nail it every time. I try to utilize the sides of the track, and that's just something that you do in racing, and every time it's a good technique. When I first started sim racing, I really couldn't grasp that. It took me a while to learn how to do that, but it's just watching the fast guys. They're always using the edge of the track. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes when you're racing by using the edge of the track before setting up your turns. I always, when I first started watching race events, and I always wondered what those strips were for and why there's so much looks like tire marks are over them. I really didn't understand it, but now I do. That turn right there is pretty tricky too, because the Group 4 cars don't have a lot of downforce, and you have to kind of brake perfectly, or you'll miss that turn. You'll go run off track and you get an incident point. This area right here, the chicane area right here, is really tough too, because you have to downshift all the way down to second gear to compress the suspension to make that turn. So I've been doing pretty good so far, but pretty soon it all goes bad. I make a couple mistakes, and yeah, the guy trailing me makes a lead and gets a pass on me, and there's another car with him that's on his tail, and I'm trying to avoid contact, so I give him the position, which sets me up for the person behind them to catch up to me. And eventually what happens, instead of, giving a little space when you're close in racing, the guy just rams me off the course, and he ruins my race. I lost IR rate. I left I rating and safety points because of this, and I'm really upset about it because, I was almost to 4 points safety rating, so I could get my B license. So now I have to go back and run some more events. Probably end up getting dead last just to avoid contact, and what that does, that's going to kill my I rating because I'm not placing as high as I should because I'm trying to avoid everybody. So I guess I just have to take the plunge and just run some more events to avoid contact, and even if I have to get dead last just to get safety points. And once I get my B license, it's going to be a little different. I'm not going to be so concerned with being Mr. Nice Guy. But this is a situation here where I'm just trying to run a clean race, and just there's a lot of noobs out here. And I really don't think it's malicious. I think it's just people to them it's just a game. They don't really take it seriously, even though it's a sim and it's a paid subscription sim. But whenever my setup and the reason that I do this is that I know that I will never get a chance to be on a race team. Who knows? Maybe it's a possibility. Who knows? But I don't see it happening at my age and at this time in life. But the way whenever I do an event, I imagine myself being on a race team and being in my car. When you wreck your car, when you cause incidents like that, you can not only lose your license, but you're costing a lot of money because these cars are expensive. So I'm running every race in the guise that I'm on a factory team, trying to get the car back in one piece and not taking people out to lose my license. That's the mentality that I have when I sim race. So because I'm not a master yet, I'm still learning, I'm going to get past. I'm not going to be the fastest guy out there. So if a person catches up to me, man, they're running a better race than me. I'm going to fight for it a little bit if it's close, but if I see that there's no chance I can hold them off, where I'm going to make mistakes trying to keep that person off me, I'm just going to let them pass. I see a lot of that. It's like when I used to race dirt bikes, and it was the same thing. A lot of times there'd be slower riders on the course, and they don't want to get past. What they'll try to do, they'll try to ride higher than their ability, and then end up making mistakes. So I just kind of I don't know if it's a maturity thing, but if you're that close to me and you're on my fender, I'm gonna let you by. If I can't get away from you, I'm gonna let you by. And out here with racing, especially when you're running the faster cars, I just get in their slipstream, and they're gonna make my times faster, because out here you get slipstream and your lap times can be better, especially when you're running the faster cars, because you're running in everybody's drafts. So I'm gonna get in that person's drafts and follow their line. But I think a lot of people out here, maybe they're just younger. They take a lot more risk where they send it, and it's just and I've seen that several times out here where I'll be slowing down and somebody will try to send it. Here it is right here. This is where he did. He ran into me. So see, if you notice, I'm trying to get out of the way. I get hit again. So I'm waiting for everyone to pass. See, I've seen a lot of events where people will run out in the middle of the track and cause incidents. Now that I know it's clear, I'm going to try to get back on course again. But unfortunately, that wreck trashed my car, so I have to go in for repairs. So my race is ruined now. I have a few choice words for some people out here about that, and it's just for the frustration, just trying to tell everybody, just come on, guys, don't be more cognizant of what you're doing. Give when it's close racing like that, give a little bit of space.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
So out here in this platform, because I basically had to get towed in. And I exited the course because the car was undrivable. So when I just went back into the pits, I'm having to wait for the time, because there's a set amount of time that you allow for towing, because the car is undrivable. So what I have to do now is I have to wait for the towing time. Once I'm in the pits, they have to repair my car. So now I'm just waiting so I can join the race again. So I may have been in, I don't know what position I was in, and maybe I was in 7th or 8th position. So now I'm in in 21st place right now. My race is ruined. But overall, I can honestly say that Iracing is light years ahead in realism over Gran Turismo. I see there's a couple of content creators that I've been following, on YouTube, Tijni, Super GT, Kireth. I follow like a lot of those guys out there, and they're good. They're good racers, and there's Got Max Power. These guys are good, but I just don't understand. Maybe they just like Gran Turismo, but it seems to me for me, it feels like it's a waste of time for my purposes of doing it. I think that maybe they could be doing it because they're monetized now, and it's lucrative for them, and then I think that's probably why they're doing it. But for me, I would love to be able to monetize my channel one day. But for me, it's just having fun in sim racing, because I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. I've only been on this platform for a couple months, but I have so many of the courses and tracks, and I don't really know which event to run because they're all so good. Everything is awesome out here. Even when you're racing against the AI is competitive. You can set the skill level to be adaptive, or you can set a fixed level where you can race against people that are just the drivers they're like aliens. And this is a good way to train your racecraft. So I did that for quite a while before I ran my first online race. I ran races against the AI because I had to relearn how to race in close without running into people, because I never got that opportunity on Gran Turismo. And in daily races over there, 80% of my races ended up with me getting rammed off course. There is no close contact over there. You touch somebody, and I don't know the physics. You get ran off it punch you off the course. But here, it's like there's a lot more close racing on this platform, and I really like it. So now I'm on my final lap right now, because I wanted to finish the race, and I could have rage quit the race, but I hung in there just to finish the event, even though it's affected my safety rating, and also I wanted to finish the race so I can just save the replay and make a video about this to share with everyone. So I guess it's back to the drawing board for me. I'm going to run a few more events, and just lower. I've already got my license event requirement to move up to B class, so now I'm just going to run a couple of the races, maybe with the GR86 or the MX5 Cup. They're slower, and just where it's not as fast, because I think that you're running faster cars, people make more mistakes. So I'm just going to run a couple of the slower cars that are a little bit easier to drive, and I'm just going to if I have to get dead last, I'll just get dead last until I get my B license, because once I get my B license, I can run in the Fanatec GT Challenge, which is Group 3 cars, and I like running Group 3 cars. It's like this, maybe just from running Gran Turismo, and on this rig, I seem to drive them better. It's like, it's better for me, because even in real life, I've driven fast cars in real life, and it's nothing for me to go 150, 60 miles an hour. It's like, it doesn't bother me one bit. I don't have fear of going fast. So out here, it's like I'm having a blast, because with my rig, with the haptic feedback that I get, I'm getting all that. So I'm finishing the race, 20th place. It sucked, but I'll come back to fight another day. Thanks for watching, guys.